regardless of the nature of the hazardous road or weather conditions we may encounter. The key to remember is that if we know what waits for us down the road, we can adjust our driving and our schedules to allow us to do our jobs safely. Knowledge is always our best defense. So how do we get the information we need to stay on top of changing conditions? Let's look at some of the things we can do. First, we can use many of the tools that today's media provide for us. Everything from the Weather Channel on TV to weather stations on satellite radio can give us valuable information before we even leave the house. Once we're on the road, most truck stops have those channels available in their lounges, and many rest areas can provide information on road and weather conditions in the areas where we'll be traveling. State highway departments usually have toll-free telephone numbers to call for information on current road conditions, and the federal government broadcasts continual weather information through the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA Weather Radio. You need a special radio to get this station, but they are inexpensive and are available in most electronics stores. For those of us who are less inclined to these higher-tech solutions, there are local radio and TV stations that can keep us informed about area forecasts and current conditions. Just talking to other drivers on the CB can give us some idea of what's ahead. But remember that everyone has an opinion on just how good a road bad conditions are. Some might not think things are too bad, while the next guy might be looking for a safe place to get off the road and wait out the storm. It's always up to us to stay alert to changing conditions and to never try to push through when conditions are so bad that we can't continue safely. We need to adjust our speed so we can proceed safely, either to our next delivery or to the next truck stop. We need to keep dispatch informed of our situation so they can keep the customer informed about our progress. But we should only proceed if and when we can do so safely. We need to maintain at least 1 second of following distance for every 10 feet of vehicle length when we're traveling less than 40 miles per hour. If we're going faster, we need to add a second. But when we add a hazardous condition like rain or wet roads, we need to add at least another second for each hazard we recognize. For example, if we've just come through a rain shower and the skies are clearing but the road is still wet, we need to add a second to our safety cushion. If we're still in the middle of a downpour and visibility is reduced to a few hundred feet, we'll need to slow down even more and increase the distance between us and other motorists. One thing a lot of drivers seem to forget is that reducing speed is a critical factor on wet roads. Any water on the pavement can make it slick and greatly reduce both braking and steering ability. And even a fraction of an inch of standing water can cause a vehicle, including a tractor-trailer, to hydroplane. Hydroplaning is when a vehicle's tires ride up on a thin wedge of water on the roadway and actually lose contact with the pavement. When this happens, the driver has virtually no control over the vehicle. It's about like driving on glare ice. The best solution to the hydroplaning problem is to reduce your speed anytime you're on wet roads and avoid the problem in the first place. However, if you find yourself in this situation, you might feel your drive wheels